because the life of Polycarp is actually very, very significant in the church of Smyrna. Okay, he is the example of the great persecution those days. Okay, Brother Peter?
Praise God. Hallelujah. The church of Smyrna, as sisters explained, that it is a magnificent church. It's a church without any fault. So, in this, as Jesus writes the letter, he just wants to encourage them, strengthen them, and he just want them to give them hope and promise. So these all things he want to give them, because they don't have anything that's not good. And in the same way, the Smyrna, it's a beautiful city, it's a magnificent city. It's rich with resources, as it is near the seaford. So resources are not less there. So it's a beautiful city. And at the same time, if you go, as Sister explained, that the meaning of Smyrna means myrrh. Myrrh means, as Sister explained, that it comes from the bark of a tree, and when it is taken out, the procedure is also very painful. They give a cut, and then the sap comes out of it. So with that sap, and the tree is also it's a thorny tree, so that it relates. The church of Smyrna relates with Jesus' life. So it's somewhere Jesus can relate to this church, because the church, as it is mentioned in verse 1. Let's go to the verse 8, if anybody can read for me, verse 8.
And to the angel of the church in Smyrna write, these things says the first and the last, who was dead and came to life.
So, he is the first and the last. He was there when the creation was not there. When there no creation was there, but he was there. And he is lost. He will be there after the judgment also. He will be there. And he will be sitting on the throne. So, the myrrh is like means it is crushed. So, in the same way, the Smyrna city is also crushed through different ways. It's a natural catastrophe also. It finished, the city was over, like means it was destroyed totally. But it came up, it raised again, as the Jesus rose again. He was the Jesus, like Jesus, the city also came, and it's a beautiful city now. It's in Turkey, and it's just beautiful city. It is third beautiful city in Turkey, and there are around 200, more than 250 churches of different congregations, and still believers are there. So the believers are active there, and they are working there. So still the church is in progress. At the same time, when we go to the verse 9, as it says, verse 9, I know your affliction and I know your poverty, you are rich. So Jesus is just strengthening them and telling them, I know your poverty and I know your affliction, and you are not poor, but you are rich. They are rich in spirit. They are rich in material life, but they are poor in material life, but they are rich in spirit. So the Jesus is like kind of happy with the way they their life is going on. Because in the same way, Jesus' life, earthly life was also like that only. He didn't have any material possessions when he was on earth. He was also the same like the church of Smyrna. They didn't have anything. They were poor but rich in spirit.
Amen.
So, like a kind of Jesus was like he was able to relate with them. So the Smyrna, like they were not poor because of the short of resources or because the city was poor. They were poor because of their faith. Because those who devoted their life to call Caesar as their Lord, they were prospering. They were having everything. But those who condemned the Caesar as their Lord, they were suffering. As like the way in most of the countries here, in modern age also, there are some countries where Christians are rebuked, where Christians suffer, where Christians where even the Christians cannot take the Bible. In the same way, in the city of Smyrna, the condition was like that only. So the believers were suffering, and they were suffering horribly. To have faith on Jesus means death for them, and they were very faithful. They were faithful unto death. So in the same way, they may not be having a proper jobs because of their faith, and they will be in hiding. So because of that also they were poor, and they don't want you to call Caesar as their Lord. So because of that also, maybe they were poor. They were not getting what the believers or what the Caesar's followers they were getting. So because of that, it's not physically they were poor, but spiritually they were very rich. And in verse 4, in verse 9, if you go, I know the slander of those who say they are Jews and are not, but are synagogues of Satan. So here, the Satan plays a vital role in the suffering of Smyrna, the believers of Smyrna. Satan, as in the modern day also, now also the Satan is active the way it was in the beginning. He used people to get access. So Satan is I'll say he's a handicap. These people, he doesn't have voice. But the thing is that he used people. He get access to people. So in the same way, in the church of Smyrna also, he didn't get access in the church of Smyrna, but he used the Jewish people. He used them. So he got access to them. So here the Jesus is rebuking them that you are synagogues of Satan, because they gave the access to Satan. And when the Satan got the access, they started killing, they started torturing the faithful people. They started martyring through the Jews, because Jews gave them access to kill, to martyr, to do whatever they want to do. So it was Satan that time also active, and because Satan is he doesn't have any control. Like the thing is, he doesn't have voice. He doesn't have hands. He doesn't have like a physical body, or he works through the people. In the same way as he was in the beginning in Genesis. He used Eve. At that time, he used Eve to work. At that time, he used Eve. So in the same way, now also he using the people. The way he used Eve in the beginning. He was active in the beginning. Now also he is active. Now he want to gain access in our families. Those who give access in their families, so there are problems in their families. So the most of all, he is targeting the churches. he want to get access in the churches, because churches he can target not only like 5-6 people, 7-10 people, but he can target like 100 more than 1,000 of people. He can go and he can target and he can destroy the Christian life. So in the same way. So he is telling, I know your afflictions, I know. Here the emphasis he has given on I know your afflictions, I know your poverty, I know your works. So he is just emphasizing on no, that I am there, I know everything, I know your suffering, I know everything about you. For example, someone is going out of way to serve Lord, but the thing is that his work is not getting recognized. So he might be thinking that means I'm doing so much, but the thing is that Jesus is giving me a hope that I know what you are going through, I know what you are doing for me, I know. So here the emphasis is given on know, that I know each and everything about you, and I know each and every activity of yours. So here Jesus so now we'll go to the verse 10. Do not be afraid of what you are about to suffer. I tell you, the devil will put some of you to prison for test, and you will suffer persecution for 10 days. 10 days here means a short period of time, as sister told. The 10 days here means a short period of time, not a long time. So 10 days, as it is mentioned in the Bible also, 10 days is not a long period of time. If you will go through some verses also, if here it is somewhere it is mentioned. So there are some verses on there where I think it is in Isaiah, somewhere in Isaiah or in Genesis, where it is mentioned that 10 days means short period of time, not a long time. So he is assuring, he is giving the hope to his people that if you are suffering also, it will not last long. It is only for 10 days. And affliction and suffering is also very important in Christian life, because when you don't have any suffering, when your life is going smooth, when you say, oh, everything is good, I am good, life is going good. So the thing is that you are relaxed. But when you get suffering, and when you are afflicted, or something hits you, or something like bad is happening in your life, at that time you will not relax. You will get on to your knees and you will start praying. You will start calling your Father that my life is now afflicted. Now my life is not going smooth. So in that way, Jesus wants to stir your passion for Christ. He wants to stir the fire within you. The fire that is about to extinguish. So that fire, he want to put you on fire. So at the same time, when he give you the suffering, and he is giving the hope that will not last. That will last only for 10 days, for a short period of time. And in the same way, be faithful even to the point of death. So he is telling that be faithful even to the point of the death. If believing in me means death also, don't be afraid, because I am there and I am with you. I know. So here I'll share the church of Smyrna, the polycarp. He was such a man of God. He was just if you will. Polygraph. Yeah. So polygraph. I'm not able to pronounce it. So the thing is that he was a man of God, and at the age of 21, he started working for Christ, and he was the last disciple of John. So he was discipled by John. So the thing is that when he was about to get martyred, he had a dream. in his dream he saw that his pillow is on fire. So he was knowing in the morning when he woke up, he shared with his disciples, as I saw a dream that my pillow was on fire. And after some time the soldiers came and they wanted to take him. And when they came, he just told them that I want to pray for an hour. So if you will bear with me, so he gave them something to eat. So he offered them something, and he told, give me 1 hour. I want to spend 1 hour in prayer. So they granted him 1 hour, and after that hour, when they took at the place where they wanted to set him on fire. So at that place when he was there, so they told that means what harm is that if you will accept that Jesus Caesar is the Lord. What harm is in that? Just say and save your life. He told that. Then the words he said that the 86 years I served my master, my king, and he did not do any harm to me. How can I can cheat him? How can means you accept me that I will do something against him? So do whatever you want to do. He just surrendered himself to them, and he told, just do whatever you want to do. So they wanted to put him to the lions, but they didn't do so, because the thing is that because they don't want it that there should remain anything of him, so that in future they can do something like a tomb or something like that they can set up. So they wanted to burn him alive, and it is said that when they were about to burn him alive, they wanted to tie him. He told that no need of tying him, because the thing is this fire will last for an hour, but the fire which my king will come will not last for an hour. So he will give me strength to bear this fire. So when they set him on fire, it is said that the fire didn't touch him. So he was like in between, and fire was around him, and it didn't touch his body. So one of the soldiers pierced him with a dagger. So that's when the blood came, the fire got extinguished. So this is the way the Polycarp was martyred. So he was martyred brutally, but still he's remembered. He's remembered for his works, and he wrote a letter to the Philippines also. So that's his work. That is something that we remember him for today also. That he is there, and he has written something for us. So if we go to the verse, the last verse, he who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. He who overcomes will not be hurt at all by the second death. So here the physical death, Polycarp went to the physical death, but he saved himself from the second death. That was the death when Jesus will come. When Jesus will come, he will be king, and he will be having the keys of hell and heaven. He will segregate the faithful people and the people who didn't believe him, and he will put them in the fire that will not extinguish. So here he has put. If you will read the verse, he who has ear. So here it's like this. It's a singular, like he is addressing to an individual person. So he is telling to an individual person that he who has ear, listen, what the Spirit says to the churches. He who promised will not be hurt at all by the second death. So in the verse, he has promised, he has given the promise that the one who will be faithful to him, he will give the crown of life. Here the crown of life is an eternal life. So he has promised the one who will be faithful to him, he will give the crown of life, and that's the eternal life. So, and the two promises he gave to his church, two promises that be faithful. Christ gave two promises to the persecuted church of a crown of life in verse 10 and protection from the second death in verse 11. So if you are faithful, like it is for these letters are not for the churches. For the churches, only for the 7 churches. These letters are for all the churches throughout the world. So some churches, like they did not give access to the Satan, like the church of Smyrna. They did not give any access to the Satan, like the church of Philadelphia. So they also didn't give any access to the but the rest of the churches, the Satan got access and he started like destroying. So that's why the Jesus has rebuked them. So the thing is, all over the world there are churches, those who are going through this, and now also there are churches, those like the church of Smyrna, they are going through. If you will see in India, there are also like in here I have forgotten, but the pastor was burnt alive in Odisha. It's a state in India where they are persecuted. They are their life is very tough there. So they are serving the Christ. The serving the Christ in those areas means a big thing. That means they are waiting for their death. So in the place where I come from, there are no churches, only Catholic churches there. So there also it is very difficult to serve the Lord, because there also it's a Muslim dominated country, the state. So if somebody is, first of all, there are no churches, so pastors are all not there, only the Catholic churches are there. So only 2 Catholic churches are there. There are no Protestant church or any other congregation, because because pastors are scared to go there, to work there, because if Muslims will come to know, they will put them in jail. They will kill them, because it's very hard there. The Christian life is very hard in some of the states, in some of the countries also. So I will conclude as we are running short of time. So to those who stand strong in the midst of trials, the best is yet to come. We will receive the crown of life and reign with Jesus forever. So here crown is a metaphor used for the eternal life. Jesus is coming soon. Jesus knows your troubles. He knows your poverty. He knows your enemies. Jesus says, "Do not fear. Be faithful, and I will give you the crown of life." Are you willing to be faithful to the Lord? This is the question for the church of Smyrna. So thank you.
Are you still up with the quiz?
Yes.
Only 10 questions, so we'll do it quickly. Okay, I'll call Sister Larma to come and do this. Hello.
Hello, brothers and sisters. If God knows our suffering and everything, troubles, I know one thing. All of you is hungry. If God has a promise that have a crown of life, the group too have a promise that we have a dinner today. Yay! Amen. So we have a rules for the quiz. Please raise your hand when you wish to answer. Okay? Don't be stubborn. Don't be like the children. The children is more behaved than the adults. Okay? Kindly refrain from shouting your shout. shouting your answer. So don't shout your answer. Just like keep quiet. If you know the answer, raise your hand and answer freely. Okay? So we will go to the number 1. Who are the church of Smyrna? Raise your hand and I want to call. No. I know Jen is cheating. Okay, can you answer Brother Money? So this is, if God reward you that you have a crown of life, now we have a promise that later on you have a dinner. Okay? So who knows the answer? Okay, Josh? Please, quickly, because all of us is hungry. Yes, okay?
The second church in John's letter and the first church.
Yes, very good. Can you put in the list, Josh? Number 2, question number 2. Where is Smyrna located? Okay, yeah. Sister Bana? Yeah, Sister, the new one? Huh? Turkey. Yeah, it's a part. Yes, the Asia Minor. Okay, it's correct. Anyway, question number 3. What is the current name of Smyrna? Babna? Very good. All of you is listening. Very good, all of you. Okay. Question number 4, please. What is the religion of Smyrna? What's the religion? You're cheated. I give you reward later. Who? I told you don't. Kuya Bruce have a consequence later on. Okay. Okay, number 5. Because Kuya Bruce already shouted. Shout the answer. What did Jesus mean by saying you are poor but you are rich? Okay, that's an explanation for that. Who's the listening? All of you, I believe that you have a